Seeing a wyvern fly freely across the sky, the protagonist made his decision. He didn't want to live as a tool anymore, so he left the great magic family. Before he could disappear, hunters were sent after him. To the family, he was still seen as just a troubleshooter, but the power he showed was far beyond that. He slid out a grimoire. If the Deculan family truly understood the grimoire, they would never have hidden it in a vault. The fact that they sent hunters after him proved its value. The man tried to negotiate. If he handed over the grimoire, leniency could be arranged. The protagonist mocked him openly, and then he felt it, a powerful presence. A man stepped forward and introduced himself, Perrin von Decolan, head of the Deculan magic family of the Eastern Continent. In all his years as a troubleshooter, this was the first time he had met the family head. The Deculan family was the strongest magic family on the Eastern Continent, and Perrin von Deculan was the strongest mage in its history. And after all that, the protagonist spoke. "You're kinda pissing me off." For a moment, even the family head was caught off guard. Still unfazed, the protagonist asked if the family head was trying to steal the grimoire he had obtained. Piron laughed quietly. Despite that, the protagonist's body trembled under the pressure of Piron's aura. Then the family head made an offer. If the grimoire was returned, everything would be forgiven. He praised the protagonist's talent and admitted that he regretted not recognizing it earlier. He then told him to return to the Deculan family and use his power to make the family even greater. The protagonist agreed, but only on one condition. Piron would have to give up his seat as family head. The moment he said it, Piron's expression twisted. The protagonist killed the man in a single move, reminding Piron of how many had already died to that technique. The smile disappeared from Piron's face. Even with the clear difference in power, the protagonist charged forward. Piron blocked the attack effortlessly. "Fine," he said. "I'll have to humble you first." Piron released his magic. Stone spears burst from the ground. The protagonist dodged just in time. Another spell followed immediately. He barely avoided it. Then he cast another spell. Crimson magic struck the protagonist directly. The explosion shook the ground. When the dust settled, the protagonist was still alive. Piron asked if he accepted now. The protagonist stood up and released another spell, clearly refusing. Piron blocked it without effort and struck back with greater, much powerful force. The attack brought him down. Barely conscious, his thoughts drifted to a wyvern he once saw, flying freely across the sky. Piron asked if he now understood the difference in their power. The protagonist asked if he was being told to become a troubleshooter again. No, Piron said he wanted him to become the head of a vassal family. Piron added that what he truly wanted was the protagonist himself. The grimoire was secondary. The protagonist slowly took out the grimoire, as if to hand it over. Then he burned it. Piron demanded to know why. The protagonist replied calmly. He had not left the family or taken the grimoire for money. He mentioned a fellow troubleshooter devoured by Deculan's young master, an incident that had been covered up. Piron asked if this was revenge. He denied it. Their lives were cheap, he said, but their dream wasn't, and he wasn't going to crawl back again. In response, Piron surrounded him with flames. "Regret your choice." "Regret my ass," he replied. "I'd rather die than crawl back." This was it. He was finally going to be free, even if only in death. But just as the flames closed in, something changed. The magic vanished. Everything froze. The grimoire reappeared, then sank into his chest, creating strange marks. "What is happening?" As he said that he was teleported to a different place. The place was unfamiliar at first, but the black and white streets quickly became recognizable. This was where he had barely scraped by every day, long before he became a troubleshooter. That was when he understood he had gone back in time. Catching his reflection, he saw himself, but younger, with the same marks still on his body. This wasn't a dream. The grimoire had done this, and the fact that the family head had come for it himself proved it. This wasn't a bad thing. This was the time he will shine now. Once, he had a dream. A dream he shared with his comrades, and the real reason he chose to retire. They wanted to create a place where anyone could read freely, no matter their wealth, status, or gender. A place open to everyone. He would build a tower and fill it with every book he could find. Now, he added one more thing to that dream. Right at the entrance of the tower, he'd put the Deculan family's secret manual on full display for everyone to enjoy, the one they treasured above everything else. Lost in his thoughts, he was suddenly kicked from the side. Who the hell? Then the punches came, one after another. 7 hits in total. A vicious smile crept onto his face. Fine. If he was getting hit 7 times, he'd hit back 10. He swung, but his hand snapped. Before he could recover, he was bullied again. Luckily, The guy slipped and fell straight into the sewer. The protagonist saw this opportunity and ran. No, not running. It was a tactical retreat. As for the 57 hits he took, he'd remember every one of them. Turns out, before the tower, he had to fix his body first. "Are you hungry?" A white-haired kid suddenly appeared. From his clothes, he looked like a noble who had lost a power struggle and fled. The kid introduced himself as Damien and mentioned his mother, Bianca. "I don't have a mom," the kid said. Not wanting to lose the unrequired verbal battle, the protagonist added, "I don't have a dad." A pointless victory. He told the kid to leave as he didn't want anything to do with nobles. Damien said he was coming with him anyway. Irritated, the protagonist was about to snap when the kid healed him without warning. Light spread across his body. He froze. That was light of healing, a secret art of the Blando family, destroyed by Deculin. He looked into the kid's strange eyes and remembered. A Blando who wouldn't die even when killed. The monster, Damien von Blando.